Hi Emily, it's AJ Hurst with the Ortho Guru. Here's the marketing audit that you requested. I'd love this to be just the beginning of a conversation where we can dig a little deeper into what you're doing, how you're doing it, and how you might improve and get the best performance possible. It's difficult for me to cover everything without actually talking to you and knowing what markets you're going after, what you're doing that is having success, and kind of being able to test things out and optimize and find those little tweaks that can make things really take off for you. So here's what I've got, here's what I can see on the surface, and let's find a time to talk and we can dig a little deeper. For starters, here's your website. It's really pretty nice. I like it. It works really well on mobile. You've got some great ways for people to contact you, get a free consultation. You've got some good offers on your website. The $149 a month Invisalign is great. Overall, it's really pretty good. Let me just break down a few things for you. When we're talking about digital marketing, there's really the two methods that are going to be working the best, and that's SEO, which is search engine optimization, getting your website to rank well in Google. It is a long-term process. Nothing happens overnight with Google. You have to kind of prove to Google, build some trust with them through multiple methods so that they will rank you higher as Google believes that you are a better fit for their search customers. It is worth it because the majority of clicks are going to go to the number one position, and it can really pay off for the long term. The other method would be pay-per-click. We're talking about AdWords and Facebook ads primarily. Those are kind of the best bang for your buck today. They give a really quick results, so you can adjust in kind of real time and be getting people calling you. As soon as you launch your ad, you are going to be in front of people, and then it's just up to having a great offer, something that grabs their attention and gets them to engage with you. It's a really great investment in marketing and can turn some great results. So those are kind of the two methods. So let's look at SEO real briefly. Your site is not bad. We can definitely get it ranking for some better terms, some terms that are going to be bringing in people with higher buying intent. And if we look at your website here on this tool that I use, it shows the traffic, and you're getting pretty good traffic. I'm not sure how accurate that is. These tools always have a margin of error. You have had, around 100 to 150 visitors per month. In the last few months, you've had a big spike. I don't know how much that will sustain over time. The biggest issue that I'm seeing, though, is a lot of your traffic is coming from people searching for the name of the practice, for Dr. Varallo. I hope I'm saying that right. And not as much for, Burlington Orthodontist. That would be a good search term to rank for, and you are starting to rank better for it. This is what you were ranking previously, spot 13, so that would be page 2 of Google, which isn't very useful. But spot 3, that's great, and that could even be the reason for some of these increases that we're seeing. Maybe your site has kind of broken through onto that first page of Google where you will start seeing more of that traffic. But there's a lot of those search terms. If we come over here, a lot of those search terms that we can be optimizing your website for. And what do I mean by optimizing your website? So first, here's some of those other search terms. These are the spots that you're ranking for. This is the volume of searches per month, and this is the percentage of your traffic that keyword is driving. And I would like to see, Burlington Orthodontist, again, you've made some good gains on that. Orthodontist Arlington, Massachusetts. Again, Orthodontist Arlington. There's so many Arlingtons. I grew up near an Arlington, but that was in Washington State. So there's so many Arlingtons across the country, and even Burlingtons, that sometimes that can be a difficult search term to gauge, just because it could be people searching from all over. Invisalign Arlington, you're ranking in spot 11 currently, so that's on page 2. we can get you onto page 1 and you can gain some of these searches per month. Some of these giant search terms, they're not worth going after, but some of the more local ones, I'm having a hard time finding them now, but some of the more local ones like Arlington Orthodontist, Orthodontist Arlington, Braces Arlington, Kids Orthodontist Arlington, Adult Braces Arlington, Massachusetts, those types of search terms. So how do we do that? One is we can work on making the titles for your website more apparent, and I can't really show you that on this video, but there's a way that you title the pages of your website to tell Google what you're about, and that can improve your rankings as you are real clear and real focused to telling Google what you are all about. As well, the written content on your site, we could probably go over that and improve some of the search terms that show up in the written content on your site. The other way would be getting more quality backlinks, which are basically just their votes across the internet from other people linking to your website. As other websites, especially powerful and highly trusted websites, link to your website, that will increase your trust and your power and authority in Google's eyes, and they'll rank you higher. On your Maps listings, because that's another great way to get especially local traffic, your Maps listings are not bad. There's always more we can do, a little more content on kind of the back end of the Maps listings. We can get more links coming into your Maps listings. Similar to we would do with the website, is a little different, but same idea, is more votes from the internet. And then as well, we could certainly improve the number of reviews on your Maps listings. You've got 33 here, and I think it was 18 or so here. Increasing those numbers will not only, I think, improve it in Google's eyes and the rankings, but will also certainly influence buyer decisions. Same with Facebook. You have a lot of great content on Facebook, but you need to increase your reach, and then as well increase your number of reviews. 34, that's really not bad, especially for the market that you're in, but the more the merrier. The more social proof you can have across the internet, the better off you will be, especially from a buyer conversion perspective. Let's move on to the pay-per-click. And let me just see if I can work through this. So the goal of paid ads is to get new patients. It's not to get the most number of clicks or the most impressions, any of those techie metrics. We want to get new patients, which really starts with patient consult, right? You got to get somebody in the office. So that's both getting their info or getting them to call, and then getting them to show up for the appointment. So that's how we measure the effectiveness of our ad campaigns. And I've seen that you are running some ad campaigns. And again, that's where I would be really curious to see how they're performing, what kinds of conversion rates you're having, and what kind of ad spend you're having to put out to get a new patient. The goal is to do that at the lowest cost so that your marketing dollars go the furthest and you have the most efficiency with your marketing. Here's some keys to paid ad success. Number one, don't do what everyone else is doing. Most people are fairly lazy in their advertising, and they don't use the top 1% methodology to get the top 1% performance. We put in the extra work right up front so that you can get the best performance and get the most leads at the lowest price. You need to have a compelling offer. So once you get in front of people, you need to actually have something that draws them in and is an irresistible offer that compels them to want to work with you. When they click on your ad, you need to have a dedicated landing page. And I saw some of the ads that you're running and the landing pages that you are running, and they're not bad, but there are some ways that we could improve them. And again, I would love to see some of the conversion rates that you're having, and if you're struggling with converting traffic, I think I have some ideas of ways to improve that, and I'll get back to that in just a minute. And then when you're optimizing your ad campaigns, rarely do you launch an ad campaign that just right off the bat does incredible. And if it does, it's even more rare that it will sustain that incredible performance. You have to be optimizing them. And the way you do that is tracking all the data, watching how the market reacts, and you let the market dictate what you do. You let the actual data tell you the changes to make and how to optimize and what's working. And that's what we are great at. We have a set process in place so that we watch what happens. We don't overreact to it, but we react to it and let the market dictate how we optimize our campaigns so that we get the best performance. Let's look at some of the ad campaigns you're running. Of course, I can't look at the Facebook ads that you're running, and in fact, let me jump back over to that and talk about that for just a minute. Facebook is a fantastic platform for advertising because you can get right in front of your ideal client and serve them up exactly what they want to see. And a great way of getting leads coming in from Facebook, and again, leads would be a name, email, and phone number, or someone calling into your office. A great way to get those patient leads, potential patients, right, is with Facebook lead ads. It's super fast, super simple. A person, I'm not sure if you're familiar with lead ads, but basically someone clicks on your ad on Facebook and it keeps them within Facebook where they can instantly fill out a form. That gives you their info really fast, really easy, and then you can follow up with them and get them signed up. It performs really well, and I'd love to dive into that a little bit more. Let's talk about AdWords, because you are running some AdWords. I found some of them here, this Elite Invisalign provider, as well, the $149 a month. Really not bad looking ads. They have a great offer. They kind of draw people in and compel them to want to find out more. And then this is the site that you're sending them to. A couple of things that I'm noticing, and again, I don't know how well it's converting. So if it's converting great, awesome. You let the market tell you what's working or not. But what I would improve on would be to not send it to your regular website where it still has all this menu item information, because someone can come here and rather than filling out this form, they'll want to maybe check out the contact or about or what other services. They might want to hop over to your Facebook. They might want to start looking for reviews. They just get distracted so easily when you offer all these other options. So I would get rid of all of this stuff and just have this page and some of this other info maybe down below, because it's some good proof and provide some information to encourage them to work with you. But it needs to be a little simplified. And then on the same topic of simplification, this is quite a bit of info to be asking somebody to fill out when you are paying for them to come to your website. You know, if someone just wants to contact you on your website, sure, get all this info. But when someone is coming in through an ad and they're probably a little shorter on time, they don't know who you are, they want to just kind of cut to the chase and get their offer that they clicked on, better to maybe simplify this and make it easier for them to fill out the form and contact you. Again, we can talk about the conversion rates and how it's doing. So there's a lot on this slide, so I've tried to highlight the important parts. One of the ways that we can improve your AdWords performance is by improving the quality score, okay? Because how well your ad shows up and performs is a function of what you're willing to pay and the quality of your ad. And the way you have a higher quality ad is increased relevance. Let me go to the next slide. One of the most important factors of relevance is click-through rate, which is the rate of people who see your ad versus the people who are actually clicking on it. And that is a huge part of the relevance in Google's eyes. So what most people do is, and how I'm pretty sure your campaign is set up, is that you have just a few ads and all of your keywords are grouped into those. So any one of these keywords here will show the same ad. And there's a lot of variation there in what people are looking for and the way that they're searching. So if you're trying to show everyone the same ad, you're not going to have a great click-through rate. You'll have more irrelevant and even fraudulent clicks. What we do is we put in the work to make dozens and dozens. Basically, for every keyword, it has its own ad that's going to be shown. So it's highly relevant, hyper relevant to people. Google likes that. They then will show your ad because it performs so well. They will show your ad at a lower cost to you over other people. So you're getting the same performance but paying less, and that's the whole goal. The goal of paid ads: get patients now at the lowest cost to acquire them. And then as well, the other benefit of paid ads is you get their information and you get them into your, sales pipeline so that you can nurture that relationship and be the first orthodontist that they think of when they are actually ready to make a buying decision. Because it can be a long sales cycle and you have to nurture that relationship with them and be the orthodontist that they look to first when they're ready to buy. I hope that helps. I would love to have a conversation with you, talk a little more about your practice, talk about how well things are converting. As well, I've got some great ideas on how to improve the follow-up. You need to have a really solid follow-up plan in place when you are generating this traffic so that you're not getting people to fill out a form and then losing them on the back end where you are not following up effectively. Love to talk more with you. There's a link in the email and on the web page. I'll talk to you later. Thanks. Have a good night.